So a few days before the healing service back in November, I started having excruciating jaw pain, and I never had jaw pain before. It was at the point where like any bite I took, it would just like, felt like it was gonna lock in place. And any movement with my jaw, it felt like it was just gonna like lock, and it hurt a lot. We're driving to healing service on Saturday, I think it was, and as we're driving there, we're pulling into church, never thought about it, but the thought came to me like, oh my goodness, I could be healed from my jaw pain. But at the same time, as soon as I had that thought, then thoughts started coming in like, oh, will God actually heal me? Like I know he heals, but would he actually heal me? So we're sitting in church, and one of the first things he prayed for was for anybody who had metal plates in their body to stand up. And at that moment, another thought came in. I was like, all right, God, like here's a good opportunity to show me that you really can heal, that I can actually see a healing. The thoughts sound crazy because I know he can heal, but when it comes to me, what had happened? A lady right in front of me stood up, and I was like, oh my goodness, okay, here we go. So he prays, and he asks them to do something that they weren't able to do before. So she's like going up and down, like squatting. I don't know if it's her husband right beside her, like started crying, and the family around her started crying. And she started crying, and she looked down at the guy, and she's like, I can do this. And he's like, yeah, you weren't able to do this for so long. And right then I knew that God does heal. So the service goes on, and it's time to get the kids from Kingdom Kids. So I exit to go pick them up, bring the kids back up into the auditorium, sit with my husband. And just as I sit down, he's like, hon, they had a word of knowledge for jaw pain. I think it was on your side. He's like, they're praying for you, right? Or they're praying for the people right now. You need to stand up. So I stood up, he's praying. And as he's praying, like this warm feeling just came over my body. And like I knew something happened, but I wasn't healed right away. I still had pain. And that didn't change, but it was that sensation that I felt and the closeness of Jesus. And we leave. I wasn't like physically healed, and our kids were asking questions like, why weren't you healed? And I don't know, but I just felt that warmness in me. Fast forward a week, we come to church the next Saturday, we're in there worshiping, and all of a sudden it hit me that I had no jaw pain, that I was completely healed. It happened sometime that week, I don't know when, but I realized it then. And I poked my husband, I'm like, hon, I was like, Jesus healed me, I don't have pain in my jaw. Since being healed that night or that week of the healing service, I have not had any pain. I have not had, like I can chew on the hardest thing and there's no pain. It's perfectly fine. My faith has grown a lot, knowing that he can heal even anything. And even my children seeing that, like their faith grew and knowing that God really can heal.